Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy to be here again with you, and I'm gonna sing a couple of songs to prepare our environment and prepare ourselves, our soul to calm us down. So the first song gonna sing is "Good Old Man," Dr. Bezerra de Menezes. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Light, place our pains at the feet of Jesus Christ. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Light, place our pains at the feet of Jesus Christ. The next meeting, I'm gonna bring a picture of Dr. Bezerra de Menezes, so you're gonna associate the song and the person. Now I'm gonna sing a song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold night, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their heart. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my Mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian. See you.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend. The sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all the dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in you.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Con langit tumbig at kafanaan, à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre, j'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois, il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi, et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre, j'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois, il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi, et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra.
Hello, everybody. I'm here again. Welcome to our Spirit Talk tonight. So, everybody is welcome to be here with us, participating with us. So, before we start, we'd like to share some announcement with you. First of all, I'd like to say that if it's possible, turn off your phone notification. Find a place, a quiet place, if it's possible, because sometimes we are the metro, we are doing something, driving, just listening. So try to find a quiet place if it's possible. And also, I'd like to inform you that our meeting, there is a format 30-minute presentation plus Q&A. You are welcome to make questions, so we're going to answer in the end. We also would like to tell you that after the presentation, we will have the spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container of water which will be magnetized by the spiritual plane. So we'd like to announce too that our talk, our meeting today is retransmitted by Spiritist Canada, Facebook, and YouTube. We also are being transmitted by Continental Conference America through their Facebook. And every Wednesday, pay attention to that, every Wednesday, we also are retransmitted by Kardec Radio through the Facebook and YouTube. The time is 8 East time. But for you that wants to learn a little bit more about the Spiritism, we are inviting you to come and start with us. There is a free course online called Get to Know Spiritism, and it's happening every Saturday. And we're gonna have a next class at 5:15, and we're gonna start this session. So you are invited to come and stay with us, learn a little bit. It's not mandatory, but if you come, we're going to be very, very happy. We'd like to announce too, if you don't know yet, we offer a gospel at home, a virtual gospel at home. We get you are free to put your name there in the chat, and we can contact you, offer you assistance, planning to start your gospel at home. So we're gonna do with you a couple of times as you wish. So feel free to put your name, ask question. We're gonna be happy to help you out. Also, we'd like to let you know that we have a vibration book. It's again, there's a link in the chat that you can put your name or a name of a person that you love that is in need of vibration, good vibration, prayer. So feel free to put your name. Can be anybody, the family, the whole family is up to you. Feel free to put your name there. And this book, as you know, is confidential. So don't worry, nothing is going to be put in public. And tonight we have a special invitation. We have a very good friend from London. His name is Rodrigo Faria. And tonight, the chapter, the Gospel according to Spiritist, chapter 22, do not separate what God has joined. The topic 1 to 4 is the indissolubility of the marriage. So we're gonna have a special guest tonight, Rodrigo Faria, and I'd like to let you know you are free to make comments, make questions. In the end, we're gonna try to answer all of them. So feel free, and we're gonna be happy to help you out. So I'm gonna introduce you, Rodrigo Faria. We gonna do the opening prayer, and he is gonna be the honor to do this prayer for us tonight. So I'll be back in the end with the questions. Come on, Rodrigo, come here. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How are you,
I'm
Publius?
okay. I'm okay. Thank you. How's the weather in London? I heard that people are getting snow already around here,
Oh,
southwest.
just a little bit, not much.
Oh, like you, people
Like
from,
you.
yeah, people from north, not very far from the Barry, they got a lot of snow already. Everything is like white. I guess is the same in Winnipeg already for a couple of weeks. So feel free. So we ask you to do our initial prayer, and
Wonderful.
I'll be in the backstage. So if you need any help, I'll be there. Okay, my friend.
Thank you,
Thank you.
brother. Well, before the prayer, I would like to thank you for all of you, brothers and sisters, for your company uh, today, for your positive vibrations. And if you are if you are not watching this live and watch it later, thank you as well. And finally, would like to thank Spiritism Canada for the privilege of sharing the gospel here. I hope I can leave a relevant message for all of you. Let us pray. Let's close our eyes and elevate our thoughts to our Master Jesus. Father, thank you because we are united again in your name to speak about your gospel. Thank you for the company of our friends online and for the presence of our brothers and sisters in both planes of life. Thank you for the presence of the patrons of our group. And I humbly ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, our homes, our families. And I ask you to help me conduct responsibly your gospel today. In your holy name, Father, we pray. Amen. Amen. Chapter 22. Do not separate what God has joined. And the topic we will be speaking about is the indissolubility of marriage. This chapter also has a small divorce uh, topic, which is frequently studied together with this one, but I will try my best to divorce myself from the other topic. Marriage in Spiritism, there may be several definitions, but can also be defined as the union of two spirits aiming at the spiritual perfection of both. And Spiritism also emphasizes its association with the constitution of a family, which we all know is the pillar of our society. Raul Teixeira also has a very interesting definition of marriage in one of his wonderful talks. He says, um, marriage is the union of two individuals who don't know themselves very well, who are unable to explain some of their own reactions. So we all have diverse backgrounds, history. We sit on different levels of evolution and we lack self knowledge. So he emphasizes the importance of know thyself, which even hundreds of years before Christ was already inscribed on the temple of Apollo. Knowing ourselves is not just secret for a good marriage, but life as a whole. From the Gospel according to Spiritism, I selected a few sections I would like to comment, and I will be also making references to the Spirit's book. Quote, there's nothing immutable except what has come from God. Everything that is the work of humans is subject to change. The laws of nature are the same at all times and in all countries. Human laws change according to time, place, and intellectual progress. So the civil aspect of marriage change from country to country, even in Christian countries, and from time to time. And how many unions nowadays are established with economical reasons or other reasons that are not love, which bring us to the next section I would like to quote here from the Gospel. God has willed for individuals to be united not only through the ties of the flesh, but also through those of the soul, so that the mutual affection of the spouses is extended to their children. So that is the divine union of two partners in a marriage? Love. The Spirit's book also has three questions in sequence about marriage and this topic in particular. Question 695: is marriage contrary to the law of nature? And the answer the spirits give us: it represents progress in the evolution of humankind. So, from some of those comments and quotes, we can be sure that marriage is or indicates the evolution of a society, the presence of marriage, when people get together to accomplish something bigger. Question 696: what effect would abolishing marriage have on human society? A return to the life of the animals. It's that serious. 697 question: does the absolute indissolubility of marriage belong to the law of nature, or it is only a human law? Answer: it's a human law that is quite contrary to the law of nature. But humans may modify their laws. Only those of nature are immutable. So, from those answers, we can tell for now that certain aspects of marriage are or should be considered insolvable, but the civil aspect change with the context, with places, and it's basically regulated by our society. Martins Peralva, um, on the subject of marriage, this was mentioned in a very interesting Spiritist talk by um, um, Jorge Elahat. Um, when he's speaking about marriage, he mentions this section of the book, Estudando a Mediunidade, or Studying the Mediumship, of Martins Peralva, where he tries to classify marriages in accidental, probational, sacrificial, kindred, and transcendental. And it's important to us to distinguish those types so we can focus on uh, on 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 what happens more often with us, and the challenges, and what we can do, uh, uh, um, 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 what kind of recommendations we can give. Accidental marriages are he says, are fairly common in our world. It's when they are unplanned uh, unions that are normally triggered by physical attraction. There is no spiritual connection there. It's when we one of the consequences of the use of our free will, depending uh, on how we use it. So, for example, but not necessarily one thing implies another. We go to a party, we get drunk, we have intercourse, unexpected pregnancy, marriage. That was not necessarily planned but now we have two spirits tied to this life, as with everything, as with everything in life, not a single leaf falls from a tree uh, for a reason. Even this couple will grow and be able to, give opportunity to a new incarnation opportunity, for example. So, but just emphasizing that that was not planned, as with so many important things in our lives. Most marriages, however, in our society are considered probational, which reflects well our status as a world of trial and expiation. On that topic, actually, um, Carlos Campetti gave us a talk a few days ago to Canadian Spirits, and he did mention that we have already entered the next step of evolution of our globe, and that, however, we are in the first hour, first minute, and first second of that period. In any case, regardless of how we classify Earth nowadays, um, these probational marriages are by far the most common. Here we have two imperfect souls re-encountering in a process of readjustment. So that implies planning. Maybe I hurt someone, and before my incarnation, I have a chance to plan with some of my brothers this opportunity to share some life together, and maybe uh, 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 um, um, put in action to comply with the uh, uh, divine law of cause and effect. So this is actually, it's hard to think that way, but it's a consequence of divine mercy. This chance God's law gave us to be together and to fix what we broke previously. Because we don't remember or clearly remember what happened in previous lives, it is it is less painful to show goodwill, to show love to our partners, and here the interesting aspect of this kind of union is, or the biggest challenges are in the relationship itself. They are normally internal and not external to the relationship. Sacrificial marriage. Um, in this type of marriage, an elevated spirit re-encounters an inferior spirit with the goal of trying to help him or her to climb the spiritual ladder of evolution. Um, um, Happiness is not really complete when we left behind, when we leave behind the ones we love. And I'm sure the mothers in the audience are blessed with a spark of this love in their hearts. Um, I'm sure they would go to hell to bring their children. A good example in our literature, Spiritist literature, is the mother of André Luiz in nosso lar, our home. I have actually started rereading this book after several years, but now with the purpose of studying it. And it's wonderful uh, uh, how much knowledge is condensed in that book. So if you want to learn a little more about the mother of André Luiz and how he was in a sacrificial marriage, I recommend you to read the book. And most of us should probably refrain from the temptation of thinking that we are the elevated spirit in this type of marriage. Think twice. In a kindred marriage, two good friends re-encounter to fortify each other through the challenges of life. It's interesting, whereas in a probational marriage, normally the challenges lie in the relationship. In a kindred marriage, the challenges are normally external to the relationship. So they give each other strength to succeed or to be strong through health issues or maybe a problematic child. And the author says that this union is not very common, but we all know some examples of uh, kindred marriage. And finally, transcendental marriages. They are rare. Um, Here we have two elevated spirits that get together for the greater good of humankind. Uh, George Elahat, in his talk, the one I briefly mentioned, he cites Mary and Joseph as an example of this union, and they 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 raised Jesus through his early ages, and we don't need to explain how important was the presence of our role model between us for the entire world. Given the impact of marriage or that kind of union in our lives, they are normally planned in the spiritual life. Um, we are, however, we tend to be optimistic in our planning, though our mentors help us go through that planning to be realistic. Not everybody, though, plan to have marriage life. Um, 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 for example, Catholic priests, they live a single life. Um, 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 so they can contribute with society in different ways. In Spiritism, yes, we can mention as good examples Chico Xavier and Divaldo Franco. Chico Xavier is probably the um, um, through him, hundreds and hundreds of books have been written through spirits, through his mediumship, and Divaldo as well. It's interesting how their concept of family transcends. blood. The entire world is truly his family. So they reached another level of love. Divaldo, for example, adopted hundreds of children. So, and we may we may plan to be with someone, but we have free will. And through life, sometimes we misuse our free will and steer away from our goals. We are not very good at following our goals, right? New Year resolution, anyone? Um, Sometimes we even find the person we are supposed to be sharing our life with, but those challenges can be hard, and we may not have the strength or maybe maturity or maybe both or one of the sides to fulfill um, this promise we made or this planning uh, 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 we made. And here I would like to quote another section of this topic in the gospel. Quote, there are unhappy unions that end up becoming criminal, a double disgrace that could be avoided if within the marriage the only law that sanctions in it in God's eyes were not left out, the law of love. Basically, it's very hard to draw a line because we are all unique. And as a consequence, every couple is unique and live a unique experience. But sometimes we need to know it's wise to stop what when something worse is about to happen. I'll give you a silly example with numbers. Let's say we have a debt with our partner of 100, um, and then we come to our life and we are not strong enough. We use our free will. We misuse our free will, and and we don't make good choices in this life. And the conflicts in our union escalate to a point we are experiencing aggression, or as the gospel quotes, criminal. It's probably wise to stop at that point than to commit something we will regret for centuries in the future. However, divorce is not the topic of our talk, and it's going to be the topic of our next talk. So I encourage you to join us again. What should we do? How can we improve marriage life? We should really try our best and use everything that that is available to us. Therapy and faith, for example. And we spiritists should resist the temptation of thinking, well, there is always another chance, right? I will try harder next time. I'll tell you, I will tell you a quick story, a quick analogy. Have you tried to organize an international trip with your whole family? It is hard enough to organize a trip with your immediate family. But now imagine organizing an international trip with your whole family, brothers, cousins, parents, grandparents, matching vacations and a long trip months away. Really hard, right? Well, planning an incarnation is much, much harder. So when we say, I will try harder, or when we are tempted to think, I'll try harder next time, think twice. We don't know really when we will have a chance to meet that person, our partner, again. Today is really what we have. And and the environment provided by the incarnation is something unique. We can grow here in a way we would not be able on the other plane of life. So we often hear that phrase, a couple that prays together stays together. Here are a few recommendations for you. Spare some time every day to read enlightening books. Spiritism has so many books, and even if you don't speak English, because most of the books are originally written in Portuguese. Uh, Many of those have been already translated to English and even other languages. And many of those are also freely available online as audiobooks, which you can listen when you are driving or cooking. It's just a matter of putting some effort and spending some time seeking that kind of material. A person very special to me actually has this beautiful ministry of producing audiobooks for our brothers with impaired vision. So no shortage of material out there. Establish a gospel at home on a weekly basis. And even if you don't know how to do it, our group will be happy to assist you. Frequent a Spiritist center. And even if you don't have one in your city, attend weekly talks like this one. But you may ask, and what if my partner professes another faith and is not really inclined to join me? And my answer is, thankfully, Spiritism does not discourage attending services of other religions, of our faiths. How many examples of Spiritist Catholics, Spiritist evangelicals? Try to open your heart, be humble, and join her instead. You don't need to quit Spiritism. It's funny when we really have an open heart. It's amazing to see how much is in common among serious religions and how imperfect is our perception about them. You can drink the same water of life anywhere you go. And if you can do it with your partner, you multiply the power of that moment. And if you are ready to take yet another step, start volunteering in your church, in your community, with your partner, together with your partner. There is a certain level of happiness and peace of mind we can only feel when we are serving Jesus through our brothers and sisters. And there is logic to it if we think about. We are like antennas, and we, like a radio, we tune whatever we think, whatever we feed in our mind, what kind of thoughts we feed. And when we engage in such activities, not just volunteering, meaning when you give faith some time, prime time in your life, not much, you will tune, you will vibrate, you will watch life from a perspective a little bit higher than where we usually stand. And that, brothers, may be the difference between the escalation as a conflict at home or what give you that strength to refrain from react or to avoid an unnecessary conflict. And even if it's just one conflict avoided that is positive, it's one here, another one tomorrow, and it's definitely going to help. And honestly, none of these recommendations have negative collateral effects. You don't need to trust me. Give them a try. I'm confident you are not going to regret it. Once again, thank you for your company, for your presence today. And I would like to summon Publiu so we can tackle possible comments and questions in our chat.
Hello, Rodrigo. Yes, thank you very, very much for those explanations. Was very helpful, and it's a lot of questions here, and
Wonderful.
I'm gonna put just a few of them now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very, very important. Like some people say thank you to you because the explanation and actually very, very good things. So there's some questions here. Marcel from London, or from Oshawa. It's good to know this definition of different types of marriage. She's saying thank you. Um, uh, I have a question. I put a question here. Very good here. Based on everything you said, of course, based on the Gospel according to Spiritist book, that bring to us that the law of love is superior of the law of the humankind, because the humankind laws change according to the times, right? According to the countries, religions, anyways, change. So it's also right to say that humankind laws changing according to the progress of love. Is that right? Like one day we're gonna have the law of love, so over everything in the life, so people gonna be better. Is that what you means, that the law of love is superior of the law of the humankind?
Society is a composition of each one of us, right? So as we develop, as we evolve as spirits, our concept, the riches of our love also expand, and if we consider that our neighbors, not immediate neighbors, but people in our city, in our state, in our country, in our globe evolve in the same way, it's reasonable to think that even civil laws or human laws are going to adjust, be refined, better refined to reflect Jesus, Jesus' law. Nowadays, our civil human laws are imperfect because that's the best we can have to rule an imperfect world. But my understanding is as we progress, even the civil law is going to progress with us as well.
Perfect, perfect. We have a couple of more, but there's one here. What does Spiritism say about marriage in which two people do not respect each other and harm each other? Like you mentioned something.
Yeah, I will read again that quote. Um, there are the unhappy unions that end up becoming criminal, a double disgrace that could be avoided if within the marriage the only law that sanctions it in God's eye were not left out, the law of love. And that although we normally plan that kind of union, both sides, or maybe one of those sides, may not be strong enough or maybe mature enough to proceed. And when violence comes into play, there's no respect anymore. There's no love anymore. So that is not what God united. There's no there's no longer love in that union anymore. But I would not like to touch the topic divorce because it's going to be our next
The next
topic.
next
So
week. So it's a good it's a good spoiler for the next week. We're gonna talk
yes.
about divorce, right? And gonna have comment again about these laws. There's more questions here and some comments that we're gonna put in the end of the meeting.
Mhm.
But just one more here from Larissa from London, and she make a comment in a thing that you said. The analogy with the travel was awesome. We should remember that being reincarnated here is a privilege and very complex puzzle that is done for our and our family benefit and progress. Could we say that the person we end up marrying is always one way or another the right person? Oh, good question.
Mhm. And tough one, right? I mean, so using um, Rodrigo's I am in this group. I am Rodrigo number three. So using Rodrigo's expression in his previous talk, this is the $1 million question. So because we are all unique, because we are all, God's law is perfect. So um, 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 it, I think it all depends on really, um, it all depends on if in this life I am as close as I can to the path of love, trying to grow as a spirit. It's very likely that we will be closer to what we have planned. We don't plan to be away from God. We plan to be close to the ideal uh, trajectory. So, is it the first person we met the right person? I would be unable to tell. This is, I guess, only God uh, 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 can tell because we are all different and we all live different realities. But I think any union will will bring something positive. We can grow in any reunion, and for any reason, if it was not the first union, if that did not work, and we found somebody else in 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 our lives, we can also grow and continue making progress with that union because God is wise in reorganizing the pieces of this chess table of our life.
Just to finalize these comments, Chico Xavier, he has a very good quote about this. He says that we are in the right place in the right time with the right people that we really need to grow up.
Yes,
So that quotation
perfect.
shows us that yes, we are, since you are doing not thinking about any different thing about love, yes, we're gonna have the same people. So Dora made the comments. Uh, the companionship helps the couple. Do you believe the companionship helps the couple? So is the last
Absolutely,
question.
absolutely. And if the companionship is is if 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 the companionship also brings the prayer with it, then it will make an even stronger couple. But absolutely, uh, good friends together.
Yeah, good friends. So thank you, Rodrigo. You really like to say thank you. And I'm gonna tell you that you are already invited to another time to come here and share with us your experience, your way to say, your way to express the gospel. So we are really thank all of us, and we're gonna put some comments in the end of the meeting. Okay, thank you very very much, and God continue blessing you to bring this inspiration for all of us.
Final comments for me.
Uh,
Thank you again for this privilege. As I said, serving Jesus in this capacity, sharing the gospel is truly a, 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 a privilege. Thank you, thank you for trusting me. God bless you, brothers.
thank you, Rodrigo. So now we're gonna start preparing for the spiritual treatment. So what is spiritual treatment? It's it's two things: is the pass, that is a transfusion of spiritual energy assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. And the second part is the best benefit from the spiritual treatment. Please follow the guide's audio instruction or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with the mentalization. And remember that that water that will ask you to put aside a container, so the water receive healing energy for our body and soul, which you and your family will benefit from, can benefit from. So to do the second part of our meeting, I'm gonna do the final prayer. So I'd like to ask you, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and thinking about Jesus Christ, not in the cross, but that Jesus Christ opened his arms and calling us to his arms. And this moment say, thank you, Lord. Thank you for this opportunity to be here, learning a little bit more about your gospel, about your law of love. Stay with us during the week. Protect the good friends, the loved ones that couldn't stay here tonight with us. Blessing every home, every place in this country, in this world. So be with us today, tonight, and forever. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
So we'd like to say thank you everyone again and remind you to follow us through our Spiritist Canada Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and also Spiritism Canada uh, Path of Light Instagram and YouTube. So everybody is welcome to come and participate and make questions, comments. We are very happy to hold those week services. So have a wonderful night, a wonderful week. And remember, we are coming to the best time of the year. It's Christmas, where we celebrate the Christmas time that we share our love with our neighbors. So thank you again very, very much for your participation. Thank you, Rodrigo. See you next week.
Come on, my friend, come to the light. Here with all our heart and soul, let's follow Jesus Christ. Let us preach the peace, let us preach the love. And this world already wonderful will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, in the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. Let's hold our hands and be together on this road. Then we take peace and love and spread it to the world.